Okay, we are live. We are officially live. There's some impromptu writing. Yes, I'm Sandy, and
I am Chloe.
And you probably saw Chloe this morning. This is WordStitch impromptu style.
I forgot to greet everybody this morning. You know, when I first start up in the morning, nobody is here anyways. It's always like 2 minutes before anybody comes in, which is fine. I don't expect you guys to be sitting around waiting on us, but like, I totally forgot to do that intro. I was a train wreck this morning. I actually, when I went to make my coffee, I took the pot out of the Keurig and threw it out and put some creamer in my cup and put my cup in the Keurig and closed it and turned it on. And I looked and I was like, oh, that's just running water right now. I never put a new pot in it. So that was like how my day was started.
Well, you've been up since 8 then. So, you know, you've gotten some work done, and that's a really positive thing.
Unfortunately, I've only gotten outlining done, which like I guess is still work, but like I don't want to be outlining right now. I want to be writing, but I need to outline first.
Well, so I get it. I need to write. I am so close to having that memoir finished. Like I've got a chapter and a half or something left to write, and then it'll be done. And it's at 71,000 words. And I really wanted to finish it by the end of September, but that's kind of an arbitrary deadline. I'm sure one day isn't going to kill me.
Also, can I just say, like, as much as obviously the reasons for this are not great, but I think it's the coolest thing ever that you actually have something worth writing a memoir of that, like, actually has potential to truly sell. Like, I always see people saying they're writing memoirs, and I'm sure that some of them are valid, but I think a lot of them are just like, I feel like people want to know what my life is, even though, you know, what they've gone through probably wasn't actually that noteworthy. But like the fact that you have a really good reason to write a memoir, I think is like the neatest thing ever.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a neat thing or if it's like kind of unfortunate.
Well, right. It's neat that you have it, not what the reason is for it, but it's neat that you have a reason.
There have been times in my life when I've thought like, oh, I should really do some nonfiction, and then I thought, but what am I going to write about, right? Like, who wants to hear about my boring story? And like, oh, I was tallying up all of my like infertility cycles. We've done like 17.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Now, not all of those are like IVF. I think we've done IVF cycles like 13 times. Or maybe it's not 13. It could be 13 with like 2 mock cycles, or like 13 might be like counting egg. It's a lot. It's like a very large number of stuff since like 2014. So, yeah.
Yeah, you actually have like legit stuff to talk about, and like you are coming from that perspective. You know how we kind of got that point where we went from being like amateur writers that needed people to tell us everything to do, and now we're at this point where like people are asking us what to do and we actually have answers. Like you're on that side of this where you can be like, yes, I have done this so many times and done it like so many different ways. And like you had all of your weird diagnoses where like, you know, I remember when you went, I think it was in Raleigh, right? Where the doctor was like, oh, you've been misdiagnosed forever about like part of your issues. So like the fact that you've got all those perspectives, you really can be an information outlet for other people going through this. Also, hello to everybody. Welcome back, CC Scott. Thank you for returning. And hello, Shadowheart. Sandy, I've got my timer going. Do you want to do 15s or do you want to do something else?
Let's do a 15 to start with, and that'll put us at 11. It'll be nice and clean and even. So
yes.
Here I've got a prompt for us. This one's based on my life, not yours, Chloe. So you can
The irony of this prompt is you're going to find out that Verity has a recurring dream that is very negative, and it means that she's been doing very bad things to keep herself awake for like months on end. So that is very much relevant to my story. So we're going to write for the next 15 minutes. It is 10:46 Eastern, so we're going to write until just after 11.
And we're back.
Ooh, let me finish this sentence and I too will be back.
So you're finishing a sentence. Let's see.
Hey, no, keep talking now. Yeah.
So I'm on like the last chapter and a half. I believe I saved the most difficult chapters for last. So that was like 283 words. I feel like this one's going to be, this one I need like research for. I have to actually like Google some things. It's going to be a little slower, but still, I got 283 words. And hello to those of you who just joined. Hi to Rose and to the pronoun.
Rose, we all got outside. Like this is, I'm in my parents' condo, and so obviously there's like hundreds of units here, and there's probably like 20 of us standing. Nobody's standing close. I won't even say social distancing. Just there's like a whole swath of land that we can stand on. We're all standing out there, and the NASA has their announcement online that they're going through with it. It's supposed to launch at 9/11. At 9/11, they're like, hey, we're firing up the boosters right now, checking all of our systems. It'll go off by 9/17. 9/17 comes and goes, but these things are kind of inconsistent like this within like a couple of minutes. And finally at 9:20, I look at my phone and they're like, oh, we had a ground sensor that wasn't communicating with us, so we scrapped it.
Oh,
yeah, perfect weather for it. It wasn't even that hot out there. It was bright, but not too bright. And but I finished up outlining that oh God, what is the word? That part, that section of the book. And it's gonna actually, that one's a lot shorter than I thought it was gonna be, which hopefully ends up being a good thing, that like I'm not off on my character development, like because I've got more space to do it in then, because this one finished up faster than I wanted it to. So hopefully it's a good thing.
So, okay, so how far, so you're outlining, and this is Verity that you're outlining right now.
Yes.
You've written some of Verity.
Yes, I've done, so this is again in 5 parts, and I have written the first 2 parts and the opening scene, and that is at 21,000. So that I've got plenty of space still, which is good, because somehow I'm missing the damn romance in this story, which I knew was going to be a problem from the get-go, and sure enough, it is a problem. But hopefully, because the rest of it is moving fast enough, I can fix that.
Okay. I am so excited to read that particular book. I don't, this is because I've followed the series, of course, also, but like, I know this is probably terrible. Every time you tell me like it's being a little bit difficult, I'm thinking, oh, but it's going to be so good.
Or you're going to have to do some hard beta reading.
Either way, I'm excited.
I've been giving pretty easy things lately to beta read, so you know.
To what?
I feel like I've been giving you pretty easy things to beta read.
You totally have.
Yeah, I feel like those have been pretty polished projects that really didn't need any. I don't know how this scene's going. So
yeah, no, they've been easy to read through. All right, so let's see, how are you guys doing? So Cece Scott got 217 words. Good job. Is everybody here writing today? Or outlining or doing some writing thing?
Oh, yeah, what is everybody doing? Oh, and I made some coffee, and I gave a friend of mine my recipe for stuffed peppers.
Your recipe for vegetarian stuffed peppers, probably.
Yes. Spoiler, I'm a cheater pumpkin eater. So the base of it is a box of Zatarans, black beans, and rice.
Oh, that actually sounds really good.
Yeah, it's great. You make that. If you want to change the seasoning at all, you can. You can't change what's in it because it's already mixed in, but you can add stuff as you need it. And then you just throw in whatever veggies you want. I always do whatever's left of the pepper cap, and then some tomatoes and onions and mushrooms and like whatever the hell I've got in my refrigerator, and then a whole bunch of cheese. It's great.
It sounds okay. Well, I have mixed feelings about stuffed peppers. Like, I sometimes think they sound fantastic, and then sometimes peppers sound terrible to me. This is because the night before I moved into my freshman dorm, like 20 years ago or whatever. I had stuffed peppers.
Dark ages of the 90s, right there.
The dark of like 2000. Yeah, I had stuffed peppers for dinner and then got terrible food poisoning.
Oh.
And it was I don't think it was the peppers, and it may not have been food poisoning. It could have been a reaction to an antibiotic. I was on for a sinus infection, but whatever. After you throw out peppers so many times, there's only
So are you bad with peppers always, or if it's just the stuffed pepper vessel that does you in?
So always. That was stuffed peppers that particular evening. But I and Malcolm loves peppers, and he loves putting in pasta. So I can eat peppers fresh, and I can eat them shish kebabbed, or I could eat them stir fried. But if they're put with tomato sauce, then I feel.
I don't use tomato sauce in my stuffed peppers.
Whoa.
I use fresh tomatoes. Yeah. Or sometimes I'll use a canned tomato if we've got that floating around. But obviously you don't need to use any tomatoes at all in it.
You don't. This is a thing that never has occurred to me.
And again, you just dump so much cheese into it that it's still gooey. If your Zatarain's comes out a little bit dry. But when it's because you cook everything and then you stuff it in the pepper and then you throw it in the oven to melt the cheese and soften the pepper. But as long as you got the good cheese covering on it, you're not going to lose any moisture in it. So already what you're getting. That stuffing is literally what you're getting. It's just funner if it's in a pepper. But I worked at P.F. Chang's for several years and was not a huge fan of them, but there were definitely some things that I loved from them. And they had the vegetarian lettuce wraps, the tofu lettuce wraps that were amazing. And then a couple of years after I left there, I ate there and I randomly got food poisoning. And I feel like most of us do know on a logical level that it does not reflect the restaurant. These things just happen. But I still every time somebody is let's go to P.F. Chang's, I'm maybe let's go to Fridays anyway.
Because there's always something. Yeah. Hey, by the way, okay, so for those of you with us, looks like the Pronoun's doing some research. Shadowheart's doing some work for writing later. Whatever you're doing, good work.
I'm gonna grab my coffee, but it's right behind me. So
should we start? Do we want to start another and should we start one at 11:15? That's 5 minutes. Okay, we'll do another 11:15. Maybe we'll do it 20 minutes this time.
The nice thing about being in a condo is it's so fucking tiny that everything is just right here.
Wow.
I guess there are big condos out there, but this is not.
I'm glad that you're getting to hang out in Florida like this, though. This is nice. How long do you get to do it for? When are you coming back?
I'm actually coming back next Monday. So I meant to tell you this before, but I should be back in time to get on for our show Monday afternoon. I might be a little bit late though, but I land at 2:30, so I doubt I'm going to have any problems, but just a heads up, I should be on time, but I don't want to promise anything because airports.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Well, and yes, airports. So it's.
I think you've got. Is it Haley that you've got that day? I feel like you've got somebody that day because it's the 5th.
Yes, I do, and I need to email that person. I think it's Stephanie, actually. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I've been thinking I need to get on this. My brain is so muddled right this second. And I've got a list. I did my like October, organization for the month, which is like about as much as I try to do. And it's a good thing I like restrict it because I could spend so much time writing like the biggest list ever of stuff that I feel I need to get done before this like baby shows up. Right.
Yeah.
So, and I'm having some like panic over this today. Like, oh my gosh, what if like I'm never able to write again? What if like the rest of my life, I'm all upset because my office is potentially under siege. Like it's possible my husband.
Yeah, that's a whole other issue, unrelated to the baby. I mean, yeah, I'm going to say it's unrelated to the baby. It's several steps removed from the baby. There is an origin with the baby, but like it's not like, just to clarify, it's not like her office is being turned into a nursery. It's that her husband is trying to requisition her office because it has a door on it.
Well, okay, in fairness, he's thinking like, okay, we're going to have like family down here. They could be staying with us. He might have to do work calls. And thanks to COVID, he's like, working from home. Yeah. And I just got my office into shape where I'm like so happy with it. I've been like working in here every day. And now he's like, yeah, I think I'm going to need an office with a door. And there's panic going on over this. This is not acceptable. I might have to give up something else. Like I might have to give up my sewing room or something. It could be that's got to go because I can give that up a lot easier than I can give up this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how permanent is this? Is he just like being like, I just need it until everybody is out of the house and hopefully that's not forever, but who knows? Or is this like, I just am going to need an office with a door on it?
I don't know. And I feel like if he moves in, then I've got to move my stuff out. And it takes forever to set up like a dual monitor thing.
That's
and
fair.
Like, get all your stuff like all set up. And I've claimed the room that has like room for inventory in my closet. So like as I order random proofs and have office supplies and such, I have room for it. More importantly, my husband has an actual office at his actual job. He just can't go to it right now because I don't, because I'm a writer. So like this is like saying, I want to take your place of employment away from you.
Right.
No, you can't have it.
Which, like with jobs, I have absolutely been in that situation before, where I, as a cake decorator, I was at one store where they had to do this massive renovation at it, because there literally was not enough space for department workers to get their stuff done. So they removed the office that the deli and the bakery manager shared. So I don't even know where the deli manager's office was. I don't know if they just like made it half size so the deli manager was still there, but the bakery manager was kicked out or what. It was technically like in the deli, but it was supposed to be like that. It wasn't like we were stealing space, but they like took part of it away to make more space for deli production. So they literally moved our manager's desk into the decorator work area. And forever after, at that store, the bakery manager's office was next to my workbench. And of course, like, we also needed more space. Like, if the deli needs more space, the bakery also needs more space. But that meant we needed more freezer. So they put a freezer into like our storage area and they just like slowly suffocated us. So hopefully that store one day gets a renovation, but like, I get it. I get how weird it is having somebody move into your workspace.
It is. And it's even if it is like temporary, like I've been going, well, could we maybe like share? I don't know if sharing is possible. I don't know if we can share. That may just be
like doing the desks back to back.
Yeah, right? Like,
is he on like phone calls a lot? I feel like he's got a job where he's on phone calls or like video calls or whatever a lot.
Yeah, well, and I am. I'm constantly streaming. So like,
well, that's fair. You know, you guys can't share an office. I forgot. We're literally doing this right now.
Yes. This is okay. Anyways, I'm going to stop complaining about this so that we can get some writing in. So, oh, hey, Devin. Welcome to the thing. You're just on time for our next writing sprint. So do you want to do 20 minutes? Can we do that?
Yeah, we'll do it 20.
20 or 25? Should we do 25?
No, let's do it 20.
Let's do 20. Okay. 20 oh, here, and I've got since we were talking about stuffed peppers.
Is that what improv is going to be? Improv stuffed peppers. I can't see that screen right now. Oh my God. I can't write sex scenes right now.
You can't write a sex scene about that. Please don't.
They're having issues right now. Like they're not compatible physically. So, okay. So we're writing for the next 20 minutes. It is 16 after the hour. So that puts us at 36 after the hour. Good luck, everybody.
Are we done? Did I totally miss the timer?
You so missed that timer.
I like a lot, apparently. I like looked up a few minutes ago and thought, oh, I've still got like 20 minutes left.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm echoing. That was me. There we go.
Sorry, guys. That's awesome. I missed it by like 8 minutes.
Like where Devin is laughing right there. Devin is laughing at me typing into that little bar. Sandy. Yeah,
this is awesome. I am clearly okay. This is because I'm doing research, and research just destroys me. Obviously,
it does that.
Yeah, there's that. This is. Sorry, my shoes are somewhere here.
So I was doing research. I just had to figure out a good place for the Earth waypoint to be between heaven and Earth, where it would be maximum funny, but like the character would recognize where she was. So I just pulled up a thing of like skylines.
Okay.
It ended up being like the most beautiful skylines in the US. It was, I don't remember who the list was from. It was not BuzzFeed, but it was one of those list sites. And Cincinnati was the funniest place on that list. I thought it was either Cincinnati or Minneapolis. So I went with Cincinnati. But Atlanta was on there, of course. Atlanta has a beautiful skyline. But in their little write-up for Atlanta, it said, it's a really beautiful skyline. And that's a good thing because you're going to be staring at it a lot when you're stuck in traffic unending in Atlanta. And I was like, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. But the weird thing with that list was the one city that, I mean, I guess there's a lot of cities that have like that one thing and their skyline. Like, it's Seattle because of the Space Needle, and it's St. Louis because of the arch. Is it just the St. Louis Archway? Is that what it's called? Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So, a lot of cities with distinctive skylines, because of that one thing. But I feel like, we can pretty much all agree that like the most distinctive skyline that isn't because any certain building, it just is what it is in New York City is New York City. Like that, everybody recognizes New York City from its skyline. And that was not on its list.
Huh.
New York City did not make the list of top 20 skylines in the United States, and I felt like that was a real weird omission.
Right. That seems like all wrong.
Yeah. But Cincinnati made it, and Pittsburgh, and Chicago. I don't know. Like, there are a lot of cities, and I don't think that I've got any like specific. Oh, Philly also made that list. And if anything, Philly is the one that is closest to my heart. And I never thought anything impressive of its skyline, but New York was not on the list.
That is my favorite skyline has always been the Chicago skyline, but that is because I lived there for a while, and I don't know. I think you kind of fall in love with certain places, and then they never get out of your mind. You just always love them, no matter what. No. Oh, so no New York.
Yeah.
You're right. It is very sad.
Yeah. And like whether you want to take a photo that was pre 9/11 or post 9/11, it's still an impressive skyline. Just like in a different way. So I don't know. Yeah, just a weird choice to me.
Like you maybe need like a different article or something. Like this might be so objective that certainly you would find New York if you looked at enough articles.
Yes. And I got what I needed out of it. I literally just needed a single word out of it, and I got that. I unfortunately picked the one that I can't spell, but that's okay.
So now I'm looking at these things, and the World Travel Book totally puts Manhattan on their top list.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, but it is below Rome, which God is so pretty.
Oh, I was also looking at only the United States. Certainly, there are some places that are better than New York.
Every city has its own flavor.
Sydney's got that opera house that, like, I don't even know what the rest of Sydney looks like, but that fucking opera house.
Yes, but you do know what it looks like because of the opera house.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But if it was taken from like behind the opera house, it was taken from like the opposite side of the city. I guess it would be the east side of the city. I'd have no flipping clue what I was looking at.
I get that. So okay, so it's October. It's the first of a month. You're still working on Verity, but it's kind of like the first of like the fourth quarter, right? So
yeah,
this is sort of like the day when you decide what you're going to do for the rest of the year. Have you already done that? You probably have.
No, because I don't live in a world with quarters, or I have not in the past. It's never been anything to me. I guess it probably might be now. Like if this writing thing picks up and this ends up being my job, I guess I have to worry a little bit more about that sort of thing when I have to actually start paying taxes on it. But no, and I mean, I do have, I want to get Verity written and done this calendar year. We'll see how that goes. And then I really, like, I've got my Shifter series that I have the final book drafted. It's in terrible shape. I have to cut like 30,000 words out of it, which is actually like, it's like 80,000 words. So that sounds like a huge feat, but I'm like, I can just scrap whole chunks of this plot because this novel is terrible. But I'd like to get that out this year just to have that thing done so I'm not worried about it anymore. And then I'd like to have at least a couple books from the Alien series drafted by the end of the year.
Okay, I think that's totally doable for you.
Oh, yeah. And the Alien books, that's what I'm planning on doing during November for Nano. And then if you want to, oh no, you're going to be too crazy to do Nano in November.
I don't know. I've been thinking about it. Like should I do Nano as a distraction? Like,
theoretically, you can join my chapter again. It's all virtual anyway, and you're going to be kind of in my chapter because I'm going to be sending them to our write-in. So
well, I should do it unofficially at least. I've been kind of thinking of this as like, well, once this baby is born, like then I just like, what time will I have? Like, will I have any time in November whatsoever? Except that, like, seriously, in the meanwhile, I have scheduled like nothing.
Yeah,
so
maybe you will, and also baby's not due until December, technically, right? I mean, this could happen at any time, but technically your due date's not until the first week of December. Is that right?
Well, it's a planned C-section, so we think they're going to schedule it for November 30th or December 1st.
Okay. So yeah, you do have the entire month of November. Theoretically, of course, things change, but
I might have tons of time in December. Yeah. Unlike a normal mom who takes her baby home, my baby will be taken by the hospital.
You might also have that.
Yeah, I could just be chilling in the hospital with my laptop, writing all kinds of interesting medical romance.
Yeah,
like it could be a thing.
You're not going to have like a whole lot of project space, so unless you're like working on small projects, that might be all you have. And also, guys who are listening, what all are you guys doing for? Are you guys going to do Nano, or what is your plan? Recognizing the fact that I know that the site is a train wreck, I put up a survey. I'm the ML. I'm the regional director for my region, and I put up a thing yesterday, a list of like various places where we can do our things. So I've got like our YouTube things, and then Facebook, Twitter, Discord. Just like, where should I focus my energies on? I put Skype on there because I don't pay for Zoom, and apparently if you don't pay for Zoom, you can only have 40-minute meetings, and that does not work for Write-It. So I was like, Skype, but let me tell you why I said Skype and not Zoom. And of course the Nano group is on there, and I've gotten like, I think like 5 or 6 people have voted so far, and it's open. Like, you can vote for as many as you want. not a single person has voted for the nano forums.
Oh, that's funny. I think I have to get a Zoom membership actually. Maybe I can set up some Zoom meetings if we're doing write-ins. If you let me join your chapter virtually.
Okay, yeah. Let's see, like if you want to do that, great. And if not, Skype. I don't know. It's been so long since I've used Skype. I don't know how it works anymore. I know that people are more comfortable with Zoom, but if you do and I can use it, I'm okay with that.
I will let you know. I didn't sign up for Zoom for like a really long time because I knew people who had Zoom who were setting up my meetings, and now I'm thinking, oh, I might want to be able to like, you know, Zoom with people from a hospital without having somebody else. So I feel like I should set that up. Nikki, you did get the name right. I'm sorry, you guys. My brain is just totally baby focused right now. It's rational.
This is normal. I feel like this is normal for all pregnant moms, and especially pregnant moms who are having a high risk pregnancy.
Perhaps, but I'm feeling like you know how like moms have this tendency to just talk about their kids all of the time. I really don't want to be that person. Like I need to not have that happen. There needs to be some sanity in my life beyond children. That's why I'm here.
And we'll do that. We are right on top of that.
Should we do another sprint? You have time for one more?
Yes, we'll do one more, and that'll be a good time for me to go to the beach if I check the weather to make sure that it's not going to be raining on me when I get to the beach again.
Okay, so then how much time do you want to do it for then?
We'll do it at 20 again. Oh, that's right. I closed that program because it crashed on me. We'll do another 20.
Oh, this should not be your character misses a timer. I'm not going to miss the timer this time. I'm going to set my Alexa for it also in my house.
I love Alexa. You didn't hear me. You did not hear me say that. Okay, she didn't. But parents, everything is kind of busted at my parents' house, and I kind of have to yell at her Echo to make it work. But like that's better than everything else. The lights in the kitchen, if I have it on, it's got a dimmer, but it can only be on high or low. If I have it on any of the medium settings, it just like all over the place. So, all right, are we set to go?
We are set to go. Sorry, I lost that for a second looking at the wrong YouTube screen. Okay.
I know that.
Clearly, I'm a better afternoon person.
Yeah. So it is 11:55 Eastern. We're going to write for the next 20 minutes. So that takes us to 12:15 or just 15 after, wherever you are, unless you're in one of those weird time zones, in which case you're at 45 after. But we'll see you then.
I did not miss the timer this time.
Sandy, you're here.
I am here, yes. And I don't know how many words that is because there was research, but I feel like I'm pretty close to finishing that one chapter. So awesome.
If it looked like I was zoning out in the middle of it, I promise that's just how outlining works.
I get that. That is exactly how it works.
Yeah. Like I was legit thinking about it, but then I was like, palm tree. And sometimes that just happens. Also, fun fact for today, the Irish court system just ruled that Subway sandwich bread is not bread, and I love that.
Wait, what? It's not bread.
So apparently, and like I didn't get into like the fine tuning of it, just like I read the brief article. They have like their taxes are set up. So I'm assuming what it is that actual bread products, like as in like nutrient rich bread, not like anything fancy for bread, but like something that would be defined as bread is not taxed or is taxed less or whatever. And a Subway there tried to, from the sounds of it, they actually tried to get other products of theirs to fall into that category as well. And again, like I didn't read too much detail on it, but it looks like the court said, no, none of that stuff gets this tax break. And actually your subs don't either, because this bread is ridiculously not bread by our standards. Their bread, I believe it needs to be no more than 2%. This doesn't sound quite right to me, so I might have been wrong when I read it, but it said it should have been a ratio of 2% sugar to flour. It might have just been only 2% sugar. And actually theirs is 10%, not 2%.
Wow, that's
so it's basically pastry. It's basically a sandwich wrapped in pastry.
That gives wow.
Also, it's really funny that the article is Subway bread isn't bread according to Irish court.
Yeah. Well, that's craziness.
Yeah.
Wow. Well.
Fun fact of the day.
On that note, I hope you were with us. You got a lot of work done. Looks like some people got some words in this last one. Or Cece Scott is halfway through chapter 2. Good job. So Chloe, you're going to be back tomorrow morning, right? And I think I will be joining you as well. I don't have any conflicts tomorrow morning. Yeah. So awesome. If you're with us now, Chloe will be controlling things tomorrow morning because she's better at this in the morning than I am by like a lot, I think.
We'll be back to that mess. I'm not good at it, but I'm better than
sleeping right now. It's just morning. Yeah.
No, Devin, basically it means that subs are donuts.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That's funny.
But like the fancy donuts, where they're like baked nice and then sliced in half and then the filling is inside it as opposed to it being like injected. Yeah. Or a parfait.
I'm never gonna look at a Subway sandwich like the same again. It's
I've always thought their bread was gross. I come from the Mid-Atlantic where we are very, very picky about our sub bread, and it absolutely does not meet the standards of Mid-Atlantic sub bread. So I have always, that's not why I didn't hate the bread because it was too sweet. It just was not appropriate sub bread in my eyes.
So hopefully everybody, God, like, so now it's lunchtime. So if you were going to Subway, I hope that you're looking forward to your donut sandwich. That you'll never feel the same about again. Disguised cake, Cece Scott. That's funny. We are yuck. But thank you for joining us, everyone. I've got to go get other stuff done today. Chloe's got to go walk a beach.
I got to go to the beach, maybe.
Yeah, do something Florida related because that's what
Yeah.
you do when you're in Florida.
Right, that's what I should do instead of writing the entire time.
So join us tomorrow morning because we're being productive this week.
We are. We're going to do this again tomorrow at 8 a.m. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, thanks everyone. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.